Greetings from the Erie Coast. This is Mad Shad. What are we going to talk about today? Well, this is a lunchtime short, so I'll keep it real short. But, continuing to monitoring the Russian-Ukraine situation. Yep, so it appears from what Pinball Preparedness says is that they have backed away, they have withdrawn. Okay, wow. Crisis narrowly averted. Or is it? Doesn't mean much to us. We should just continue to prep. Now that there's a lull in the threat, which was, that's what it was anyway. Threat, maybe some, minor shelling, whatever, posturing. Like I said before, in chess, if you control the middle of the board, you control the whole board. So, you get to that area, you can cover it. And that's what it appears that what was going on. Just a little bolstering and threatening. Russia loves to do that. Russia loves to do that. I went to the Ukraine back in the 90s with the Marine Corps. We went to Romania, we went to the Ukraine, went to Odessa. Really cool place. Had a great time. The military invited us to have like this joint meet and greet. I got some really cool pictures. I need to dig those up. Oh, they're in South Carolina. But that was back in the 90s, and Ukraine and Romania hosted us in hopes to try to get onto the UN, and whatever. But they got to play with our toys, we got to play with their toys, blow stuff up, shoot guns. It was a great time. They fed us, I won the push-up competition against a Spetsnap or ex-Spetsnap, but Ukrainian. But I remember, man, they were messing with us hard. When we came in, they had one of those that was it K-A-K Kaka. The Kaka helicopter has got two rotors. It's got one here, and it's kind of a boxy looking thing. It's very maneuverable. But I remember when we were coming in, they were flying this thing around close to our ship. And the ship has this automated 20 mic guns on it, and they were the captain was like trying to radio them saying stop. He actually had to turn the CIWS off, or it would have literally obliterated and created a very bad national incident. But I remember those days. That was fun. They fed us. We had our own little squad bay. We were sharing with the Ukrainian army. One story I have. We were having a meet and greet in the square after a little meeting, little day of training and stuff. And this Ukrainian guy comes walking up to us with a big old beer bottle, looked like a 40, and dark brown, glass, whatever. And he's passing it around. It was like three of us and one of him, and we're passing it around. He's drunk as hell. We're just like, taking a sip, pass it. He's trying to school us on the traditions and customs. And, like, oh, okay, all right, cool, yeah. And so it gets to me, and I take the last swig. And the Ukrainian guy's like, "You've got to bust it over your head." I'm like, what? I have to break it over my head? It is customary, it's custom. We all know how that works, you know what I mean? So, people often get you to do things that they find funny or whatever. And, So I'm like, I'm not busting this over my head. No. And I try to give it back to him. He's like, no, you do it. Ah. Like, he's very adamant and getting all pissed off. I'm like, I won't bust it over I'll bust you over the head with it. And finally he says, fuck it. He busts it over his head. This is how we drink. This is how we do it in Ukraine. And blood is just pouring down his face. He had cut himself all up in there. And it almost started a national incident because they thought we did it. I was like, no, he did it. He hit himself over his head. I mean, he did that shit. And yeah. So I'm glad that Russia is backed off. Now I kind of predict that maybe Russia, may or may not do something else. You know what I mean? Like go elsewhere and focus on something else, or their proxy, maybe Syria or something like that. Or now it's China's turn. China's trying to move around on Taiwan. Who knows? And the rest of the Asian world, which they can take over quite easily. So, I don't know. We'll have to see on that one. That's just my prediction. Who knows? Who knows these things? So, this is Mad Shad. Encouraging you all to train, keep training, keep prepping, because it's a mad, mad world out there.